Keith, thank you. Now to Augusta tonight, where some lawmakers say they are losing patience with the Department of Health and Human Services, which is in the middle now of making changes to the Office of Child and Protective Services.
Now that the legislature is back in session, members of its Government Oversight Committee say they want those changes to start happening. The panel met today to lay out a roadmap for those changes.
News Center Maine's Caroline LaCour is live at the State House tonight with more. Hi, Caroline.
Hey, good evening, Brian and Zach. Yeah, this meeting comes right after the annual Ombudsman report, which sort of outlines the cases and complaints against Maine's Child Family Services over the past year. Now, in today's meeting, commission members sifted through a handful of angles, including reviewing that report, but determining what step goes first is something they say they need to reconvene on.
As someone who sat here for 6 years, I just cannot sit here year after year and say that we got to give this more time.
With the need for change within Maine's child welfare system, members of the Government Oversight Committee are growing impatient at the lack of action.
I think part of the committee's work on this is to figure out how to organize.
In a brainstorming session Friday, conversation centered around which path to take first, with so much ground to cover before the end of the session.
It's not a permanent solution for any one child, but it could be a permanent solution for all of the ones that need that for a short period of time.
This comes after the release of an annual report from the Maine Child Welfare Services Ombudsman Office, outlining cases where children were left in unsafe and sometimes violent situations, months after it was determined they should be removed.
There's some drastic changes that has to take place.
Members also taking into account former Senator Bill Diamond's recent report accounting firsthand experiences from those tangled in the child welfare system.
The fact that what we found came right from the workers themselves, the frontline people, and I think that legitimized what they were saying.
Diamond says he hopes the committee can take into account more training for judges dealing with child welfare cases, along with the possibility of a separate department for the Office of Child and Family Services.
The deep dive research, that's all nice to be done, but we can't wait and hold everything off until something like that is. We need to do some short-term changes.
Committee member Senator Craig Hickman looking to take the reins on a statute overview to see which shifts can be made to better how the child welfare system runs.
Because if the statute is weak, then the programs and all of it will be weak as well.
I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to change statutes when the statute, if they're appropriate already, they're just not being followed.
But not all could agree on one solution, with plans to reconvene next week.
Before we leave here on April 18th, I really want this committee to have made a difference.
Members also looked into a 2016 study from the state of Washington's Health and Family Services to sort of use it as a blueprint to show how other states have overcome similar challenges. Zach, back to you.
Caroline, live in Augusta tonight. Thanks so much.